MarkTing is our financial columnist. He's here to tell us how to check your financial advisor's credentials. First off, though, what do you make of the results of this survey?
Well, it seemed pretty positive. It showed that a lot of Canadians actually trust their advisors, and that's the way it should be. Client-advisor relationship is built on trust and thrives on trust. If it was the opposite, like say I had a client that was constantly questioning my directives, my advice, my strategies, second-guessing everything, I would actually sever that relationship because it's not healthy. Even if it was a big client, you need that trust in these relationships.
When it comes to the client asking questions, how should they go about doing that, especially when it comes to credentials?
Don't worry about it. You just ask. Advisors often ask the very hard questions. They're talking about death, insurance, divorce, disability, all these things. So it should be a two-way road. You should be able to ask the tough questions as well. So you can talk about credentials. Don't get caught up in the titles. So the titles often don't really tell you about their qualifications or credentials or capabilities. Anybody could be a VP of this or a director of that. So two of the credentials that we tend to look at that sort of gives you a standard and you can feel confident about because they are held to a higher standard of care are the CFP, which is a Certified Financial Planner, CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. These are people that have invested in themselves in terms of time, experience. They adhere to a lot of standards and they have to do continuous education. So you know they're constantly learning, which ultimately will benefit you because the world is changing at a very quick pace.
And those are not easy designations to get.
Very difficult.
Yeah. What about compensation? How do you bring that up?
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to. Hopefully you know about it already. Hopefully your advisor is very transparent about it. But if you're unsure about it, again, your advisor would probably be quite happy to explain how they're getting compensated. Again, if they feel like they're providing you with value, then they should have no problem saying, this is what I'm paid, this is what you get, this is how it all works. So it's not a taboo subject. Feel free to bring it up. Feel free to ask any of those questions.
And lastly, any red flags that people should watch out for when they're asking about credentials or asking about compensation?
Yeah, just if they're being evasive with their answers, saying, oh, don't worry about the fees, these investments pay for it and you'll never pay for it. I mean, those aren't great answers. Also, another red flag is if they constantly just talk about the rates of returns. I'm the best advisor because I'm beating the index by this or that. Being a financial advisor is not just asset management, it's financial advice. So that you should be able to go to them on any subject, estate planning, retirement planning, taxes, saving for RSPs, all that stuff. That's where they really earn their money. Figuring out what's the best stock or that's actually quite a minor aspect of, I would say, my job.
MarkTing, thanks very much. Great advice.
Thank you.